This story is flat out disturbing, and this cannot be tolerated in America. But I'm bringing this to you because I do feel that there is a possibility that this shit could start happening and could just simply lead to chaos. This should not be acceptable anywhere in this great nation. Now, I don't have the complete details, but I'm going to give you enough that completes the story. And this is essentially what the police are saying. This is coming from authorities. Patrick Thomas Egan, a 39-year-old in the state of Colorado, apparently approached a television news reporter and demanded that he either prove he was an American citizen or asked him, did he have a legal right to be in this country? Now, obviously, there had to be something visually about the reporter that led this guy to just start asking him questions. Maybe he's Hispanic, or maybe he looks like a Haitian migrant. I don't freaking know. But Patrick Thomas Egan is just a regular citizen approaching this man, this news reporter, demanding he prove that he at least is a documented resident. Now, the reporter, according to authorities, left the scene, and Patrick Thomas Egan, this guy, followed him apparently about 40 miles or more back to the television station. Once again, catching up to him, demanding that he, prove his legal right to be in the country, or whether he was a citizen or not. I don't know how it continued to transpire, but apparently this guy ended up putting him in a headlock and assaulting him. And he told him, I am a U.S. Marine, and I took an oath to protect the country from people like you. He also told him, quote unquote, this is now Trump's America. Now, that's obviously going to make the news because the liberal side of the aisle want to use that. But I'm not here to necessarily play politics with this one. I'm here to ask a question because this can't be tolerated. You can't have somebody just walking up to another person demanding that they prove they have a right to be here. But are we on a possible cusp where that's likely to start happening? Where you are now going to have people almost acting like Karens, so to speak. When I say Karens, like, somebody is barbecuing or driving through a neighborhood and the Karen doesn't think like they look like somebody who belongs here. Why are you at this neighborhood? Why are you walking in the door at this high-priced country club? And start all of a sudden demanding they prove credentials on why they should be here. We've had that happen dozens and dozens of times in our news recently, and probably even far more throughout history. Well, now it appears as if certain communities could be dealing with this once again. This can't be tolerated, folks. Not only is it wrong in terms of humanity and constitutional rights, because you're violating anybody. As a citizen, you just can't stop people and demand they prove shit to you. It's wrong on that level, but it obviously gets darker because this could become violent. Now, they ended up charging Patrick Thomas Egan with assault and bias. Bias probably is a better way of wording a hate crime, really. That's pretty much what it sounds. They charge him with bias. They charge him with assault. But I want to bring the video to you because I'm asking, do you think there is a possibility that this shit could happen on a wider scale? If all of a sudden Americans, believing that this country has been infiltrated with a bunch of invaders that are poisoning the blood of this nation, here to rape and murder everybody, we need to do something about it. Is it possible that citizens could have that mindset and start simply walking up to others and making sure they have the legal right to be here? Now, this could clearly go wrong from one or two ways. Obviously, if you're approaching someone that you think is a rapist, murderer, or vermin that's poisoning the blood of this country, you're going to be on edge when you approach them. You think you might be approaching a genuine bad guy. Obviously, the individual being approached also may not take this any way other than this person means me harm. There's a lot of room for violence in this, folks. There's a lot of room for violence in this. A hell of a lot of Americans carry to protect themselves and do not want strangers making demands from them that they don't know. Or you know what this almost sounds like? The George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin thing where now George Zimmerman was found innocent. So he was found not guilty of killing Trayvon Martin. So I'm not here to debate that case, but keep in mind, George Zimmerman approached Trayvon Martin because he had a preconceived notion that Trayvon Martin was doing something negative, that he was somehow, some way a criminal of sorts. He ended up approaching him, and according to George Zimmerman, who's the only one left living, for some reason, Trayvon Martin started getting violent with him, and he had to shoot him in self-defense. The reason I'm bringing this up is because that could happen here, where you may have an American citizen standing over the body of somebody else who has been killed, stating, I just wanted to know, did he have a right to be here? And he started getting violent, and I had to defend myself. I can see this going 100 different ways and none of them being positive. But I want to run it by you folks. Is it a chance that this is just a one-off and we're not going to have a hell of a lot of this happening? Or could you, like me, foresee some overzealous individuals wanting to protect this nation from folks who shouldn't be here, taking this too far, and simply using the visual appearance of people as a reason to approach them and make all sorts of demands for paperwork and all of that? I'll tell you right off the bat, I don't carry shit proving that I have a legal right to be in America. I have a driver's license and some credit cards. I had that same shit in countries I was not a citizen in. I've had that from other countries. You don't need to be a citizen of America or even have a legal visa or documentation to have a driver's license and credit cards. So most Americans do not carry paperwork proving they are a U.S. citizen. You don't typically carry your passport around with you or a birth certificate. And if Trump gets rid of the whole anchor baby statute, even a birth certificate no longer proves a damn thing. So where could this go? Let me know in the comments. Do you see where this could actually get out of hand, where you could end up having folks fighting back, getting violent, getting wrongfully stopped? All of this is a violation of your Fourth Amendment. You can't just stop someone. But let me know in the comments what you think. As always, feel free to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.